Hey everybody, it's Benita, and yeah, it's kind of late, so I just wanted to come on and holler at you for a quick second. Let you guys know I'm doing well. Um, just been really fatigued lately. Um, Also, in full transparency, you know, I have one of the things I have to fight through with the depression is the seasonal depression. That part comes and goes, but then you have regular depression that you fight constantly. Um, and I've not been ashamed to talk about that by any means because I think that in the black community, we really do need to make it more comfortable and more normal to talk about mental health issues so that people that actually go through or have mental health challenges don't feel so ostracized and don't feel so, whatever. So, um, that's kind of what I've been dealing with. The fatigue is more, it's like a combination, and then with the weather changing. So when the weather changes, for me and those who have migraines, when that barometric pressure changes, it does something to people who have suffer migraines, you know. Um, and it's not a whole lot you can do. I mean, you can't stop the weather from changing. You can't foresee that it's going to drop like that. So the best thing you do is keep your keep your migraine medicine on hand. That's the best thing you can do. Um, and if you have preventative medicine, take your preventative medication like I do. But overall, um, it's not a whole lot you can do when the weather just, if, particularly if it goes from like you're in the 70s or the 80s, and then boom, it just dropped to the 40s. That's a big drop. Okay, that is a huge drop. And you can be inside your home and still feel it in your head. Okay, some of you might be familiar with what I'm talking about, and some of you may not know what I'm talking about, but you can literally like feel it in your head when that pressure hits. Okay, so with that in mind, the type of migraines I don't have a choice but to lay down somewhere, get still, because mine also have nausea a lot, and I don't know if that's a long-term effect of the radiation. It could be, very well could be, but you know, even with that, I have to get still until that subsides. So it's a lot, yeah, but you know, I look at how far and how long God has kept me. You know, it's been 11 years since I was first diagnosed, and yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and people say, "Well, do you get tired?" Child, I've been tired. I don't get tired. I've been tired. But the thing about that is, I always think to myself, if I give up now, um, all of that I held on to and I came through would have been for nothing, if I just give up now. So I continue to fight every day. Every day I don't feel my best. Every day I'm not 100. Heck, every day I'm not even 75. But I try to keep going and keep going and keep going. You know, there are so many things I have to get done, but I can get up, get fully dressed, make up all that. And if fatigue hit me or nausea hit me, it's like somebody punched me in the stomach, or um, something like that, or migraine hit me or something like that. It's just, and then on top of that, you know, I deal with vertigo. So it's like, oh my God. There have been times when I try to press through it and, just drive and do what I got to do anyway. That didn't turn out too good, so I stopped doing that. Um, because I realized it wasn't safe, for me to be driving um, while I'm feeling that way, or for me to be driving after I've taken the medication. That wasn't a wise thing to do, but I was just trying to, I don't know, maybe prove to myself I could still do it or whatever. Um, but I don't advise anybody to do that because it's not wise. It's not wise. And so I'm sorry. So hold on. Okay, so I've just been trying to rest um, as much as I can. Because I know I have time for my annual scans and all of that. And then I think I have a procedure coming up because they need to measure my spinal fluid, make sure it's down. And that is the second type of brain tumor I have. It's called pseudotumor cerebri, which means the spinal fluid that settles, behind the eyes and stuff like that. That's what caused me to go blind the first time. So that's when I had that second set of surgeries, that was for that purpose. So I've been feeling, physically I feel good, but then there are days where I just intentionally rest my body and my mind, because again, this has been an 11-year journey of me living with two types of brain tumors. And sometimes it's difficult to explain to people because I guess, like they say, you don't look like what you've been through, going through, or what have you. But there are days that I said I do look like it, because I get to see me, when I'm having a migraine. I get to see me, when my face is puffy and swollen and all of that. I get to see me all the time. So, but I do understand what they mean when they say, oh, you don't look like what you're going through, what you've been through. And then I have people that'll say, we believe in God for a miracle. Yes, we are. But what I don't get caught up in, I don't allow certain things to be said over me, because I know God is in control. I don't allow people to say stuff like, well, when you come out of this bondage, I'm not in bondage, because number one, I do believe that everyone could not carry what I'm carrying for this long of a time. And that's how come I know the reward is going to be great. It's going to be above anything I've ever asked for. So I understand everybody couldn't walk in my shoes. I can't walk in everybody else's shoes. So when I hear things, and I know people mean well, but some things I have to correct automatically because I don't want it spoken over me, And like I said, I get it. People mean well. I just have to teach them what to say when they're communicating with me about me. You understand? So the thing I want to do, really address, what I don't understand is, for the people who have watched me, hold on, part two, for the people who have watched me and go through this for the last 11 years, and you've maybe seen from afar, I've been quite transparent. What I don't understand is, why is it so difficult to get your own people to even pray for you? I see stuff on social media all the time, oh, we're praying for that person. you praying for people you don't know, people who would never even know your name, but then you have somebody that you actually know. How many times have you picked up the phone and called that person just to say, I just want to see how you're doing. Do you need anything? I just called you to pray with you. You know, I just think it's so, I don't even know the word I want to use, but it's kind of heartbreaking in one sense that spiritual support is not there. You know, because a lot of times people will think, oh, you're being funny. No, it's not that I'm being funny. It's, I have to reserve all my nerves, you know. And no matter how many times I post, no matter how many times I make videos, no matter how many times I say anything, you know, I still don't get a response from those people that I've served. You know, either I served or I've served with in ministry. And I don't know. I don't know if it's, I'm not going to even guess or try to guess why. But what I've found is that no matter how much you've served an individual or a ministry, I feel like once you're no longer valuable to them, you're put aside, you know, you're put out to pasture, you know, and that's where they leave you. And it is unfortunate. And I'm not going to not be honest about it because that's the truth. And, you know, someone may hear it and say, oh, you're speaking against the church. That's a lie, you know, because I am the church. You know, I'm speaking what's true, you know, because nobody lives what I live but me. I lived through this. This is my life, has been my journey. And like I said, I've served many people and I've served with many people. And I can tell you, not one pastor or bishop or apostle, prophet, or what have you, male or female, have never called to pray for me. Never called to say, hey, you need anything. Never called. When I say never, I mean never. I don't care if you're in Florida, never. I don't care if you're in Georgia, never. I don't care if you're in Alabama, never. Never called me to this day. I've been on this journey for 11 years. And in 11 years, I can count on one hand how many pastors I've heard from, how many bishops I've heard from, how many leaders have called me to pray with me over the phone, how many leaders have called to see if I need anything. I can count on one hand and have fingers left over. Am I angry about it? No, I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed. Because like I said, no matter what I say, no matter what I do, no matter how much I put that I need help out there, that I need prayer, no matter how much I'm struggling with holding on, you know, or depression, you know, I always say, if I lose my battle against depression, I just want everybody to know that I fought a good fight, you know. Even when I put stuff out there like that, you know, it's never for attention, you know, because particularly with black people have such a stigmatism about mental health. And so, who would put themselves in that position just to get attention, knowing how black people are about mental health issues? So no, nothing I do is to get attention. Trust me, I get plenty of attention that I don't want. So that's not my thing. But no one, I kid you not, no one has done anything, you know. A lot of people have offered to do things, but there were strings attached. I'm like, look, I'm fighting for my life. I can't entertain what you offering. It's crazy. Like, are you seriously doing this right now? So I just I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed by what I see. I'm disappointed in the people that I thought would be there for me or be here for me. I'm disappointed because I just knew, because I had served so well. I just knew if anything ever happened to me, I just knew the troops would rally around me and hold me up and all that stuff. Child, none of that has happened. I can text them and they may not text me back till a month later. Then give me some lame excuse. Oh, I'm just now seeing your text message. Y'all be lying. Pastors, preachers, the teachers, apostles, bishops, y'all be lying. I know y'all see my messages. Y'all just lied. And then when I know you lied, then I start backing away from you because not only have you disappointed me, now I'm going to lose respect for you because you just straight lied. No, because you ain't been doing that. Normally when I text or call, I get through. But now that I retired from pastoring and preaching and all of that, for my health reasons, now is, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just not getting back to you. I'm like, I don't forgot what I even text you for now. It's a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a whole month later. I don't forgot what I text you about. That's disappointing because you really think that because you gave your heart to service and to ministry and your heart was open and your heart was pure, you're thinking the people that you've served with or served, you're thinking they have the same heart for you that you have for them. And it's not until you get ill or you have to go through something or and your finances dry up or anything, you go through something too long, that's when you really find out how people feel about you. And that's when you find out who's really on your side, who's really covering you, who's not covering you. People say they're covering you, but you're covering people as long as they're able to give and to sow money into you. But as soon as they're no longer able financially to support you, then your covering cease. Then you stop returning calls. Then you stop paying attention to text messages. It's all about a system, and I hate when people don't give me the credit that I deserve for being inside the system long enough to know the game. I know the game. I know it when I see it. I know it when I hear it, so when y'all think it's like, oh, I'm just going to tell her this, I don't believe that. I've been in it too long. So, part 3. So, I just really wanted to, I don't know, maybe I want to understand why is it so difficult to get help from the church. And when I say help, let me clarify something. When I say help, I mean just that. Help, whatever help looks like. Whether help is calling and praying. Whether help is calling and saying an encouraging word. Whether help is calling and say, hey, do you need anything? Do you need groceries? Do you have this? Do you need anything? Do you need money? I got a whole GoFundMe page set up. The good thing about my GoFundMe page, it's for now. But whenever I die, that's the one thing my family won't have to have a GoFundMe for. Because that's taken care of. All of that is taken care of. I'm not one that does not take care of my business. Um, it's just that I didn't anticipate being on this journey this long. I figured we do the surgery, boom, I'm gonna be fine. Who knew that iron tumor was gonna grow back? You know. And so um, here I am. So I put up a GoFundMe page, and it's been so difficult to get people to not only give to the GoFundMe, but even just share it. You know, I've asked pastors and preachers and bishops and apostles that I thought I was close enough to ask, you know, could you help me push this? Can you post this on your wall? You know, write a little note with it, asking people to, you know, donate or what have you. You know me. You know I'm a good person. You know I'm not a, what do you call, a schemer or a scammer. You know that about me. I've served with you for years. You know me for years. And so I can't figure out, like in my mind, like, why wouldn't you, why wouldn't you help me with this? Even if you don't have, so, okay, I don't have anything to give. Well, you can at least help by posting it for me, you know, or saying, make an announcement, you know, on your posts, on your social media platforms or something, you know, but not to do anything. I don't see how that, I don't see how that shows love. Not after, not after we're supposed to be in covenant, not after we're supposed to be colleagues, not after we're supposed to love one another. I just can't see the right in some of you all's attitudes towards me asking. Is no longer different. You're raising your offering, you tithe and offering, all of that are donations. You know, so a GoFundMe page ain't nothing but a donation, you know. And I think what it is, and God, you know, I think sometimes people, particularly black people, won't help because if I help you and I push you, then that might mean less for me. You know, so if I encourage people I know to give to you, then when I get ready to ask for something, they're not going to have it because they gave it to you. So I do think some of it is selfishness on the parts of other people. Um, and again, not angry, but disappointed. I'm really disappointed with that because, like I said, from Florida, Georgia to Alabama, I've served, and I know I've served faithfully, and I served well. Um, didn't keep up no ruckus, none of that. I did what I was told to do. And so you mean to tell me, out of all those years of service to the church, not one bishop, not one pastor, not one apostle will even pick up the phone and call to see if I need anything, see if I have any food in my house, you know, or just to pray with me or anything, or see, what do I don't have any money, but I can post your, I could help you boost your GoFundMe, you know, because it wasn't until this year that I saw my finances just, I mean, it's been after 11 years. I feel like I've done well. I haven't lost anything, haven't had to sell anything, you know, and right now I am behind. I'm behind on my rent. So, and I'm not ashamed. People say, oh, you tell all your business. Child, please. Um, right now I'm behind like almost $20,000, you know, and you might say, well, dang, where you live, you know, but I'm behind just about $20,000. And I plan to have that. You know, I know God is going to make a way. I just personally wanted to find out or make these videos to see if anybody else can tell me why is it so difficult for the black church to reciprocate to people that have served years and years and years and served well. I can't understand that, you know. And not only do they not support me, not only do they not pray for me, not only do they not call or to check on me, you know, if I post something, you know, they might put the praying hands or, you know, or hang in there, or you got this. No, I don't got this. You know, if I'm reaching out for help, you know, and then as soon as something happened, oh, they could have called me, they should have called me. You know, people reach out every day. But if you can't get a benefit from it, then you're not going to reach down to grab them and help them come up, you know, because like I said earlier, I believe if you had a choice to say, okay, I want everybody to give $100 to this GoFundMe page. Then you got to think about, well, church coming up Sunday. I'm gonna need everybody to get that $100 in church. So then you're not gonna give. You're not gonna promote my GoFundMe because in the back of your mind somewhere, you're selfish. I know how it go. I've been in the game a long time, and the one thing I can say, I've seen God move before. I've given away cards, all kind of stuff. I'm not going to even go back over and name it. But I wanted to know, like, what does it take for someone to get help from the very institution and from the very people that I've served all these years since I was 14. I'm 56 now. You do that math. And I want to know, how come from Florida, Georgia, to Alabama, how come not one of you have ever called me to pray for me? How come not one of you have ever called to say, hey, do you have any groceries? How come not one of you have ever called to say, hey, you got Zelle or PayPal or whatever you got? I want to send you something. How come? How come? Those I've paid tithe and offerings and sold seeds into, how come I can't get that reciprocated now? I think I'm asking valid questions. I really do. I really do think I'm asking valid questions. My GoFundMe link is attached to every platform that I have on social media. So you can't say you didn't know. Some of you, I sent it directly to your phone. And you know what you did? Ignored it. And then gave me some cockamamie story about, oh, you sorry it's taking you so long to get back to me. And, you know, I'm just not doing that no more with anybody. I don't care who you are. Because what you've shown me that I was in covenant with you, but you was never in covenant with me. That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning that I was in covenant with you. Perfect. But you were never in covenant with me. Or if you were in covenant with me, you were in covenant with me as long as I was able to work with you, work for you, or sow or give or what have you. But since I've been sick, since I was diagnosed 2012, not one person from Florida, not one person from Georgia, not one person from Alabama have called me. And you guys know that I did serve you, and I served you well. And so I just want to know, like, what's the real problem? You know, I know some of y'all don't like some of the topics I talk about. They're controversial. That's just what I do. You know, don't shoot the messenger. You know, you guys know what I use my platform for. That should not deter you from helping. That should not deter you from donating. That should not deter you from calling and praying for me and praying with me. That should not deter you from calling just to see, hey, you need anything, you know. And it's so weird because when I served If I served you in Florida, if I served you in Georgia, if I served you in Alabama, I made sure to serve you well. I made sure not to cause you no drama, nothing I did would reflect back on my leadership in a bad or negative light. But yet, not one of you, and you know who you are. I can call all y'all names, but I'm not going to do that because I want you guys to hear my heart. Like I said, I'm not angry, but I'm really just like, I'm a little confused, but I'm a lot more disappointed because, like I said, I thought we were in covenant, but apparently I was in covenant with a lot of y'all, but a lot of y'all was never in covenant with me. I didn't hear from y'all when my daughter died. I didn't hear from a lot of y'all when my mother died. Is yeah, it caused me to back away from a lot of you people. A lot of you people. I'm not talking about church hurt. I'm talking about covenant people. This ain't got nothing to do with church hurt. So let me put that out. Put that fire out before it starts to burn. I'm not talking about church hurt. I'm talking about being in covenant with people that I have served, that I have labored with. And now, I can't even get a phone call. I can't even get you to text me back. And when you do decide to text me back, you give me some lame excuse. Like, not you of all people. This is what I'm thinking sometimes when I'm looking at my phone. Not you. Definitely not you. You of all people. That's what we doing now? Like, for real? So, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't ever know if I'll ever get any answers. Probably not, because, some of you will watch this and say, oh, she just angry. You can't make people give to you. And you'll miss the entire message because of the way you think. What I'm saying is simple. I'm wondering why, as a pastor, 25, 26 plus years, started in ministry at age 14, 56, you do that math. Out of all those years of serving and service, why is it that these past 12 years I've had to walk this journey alone? Why is it these past 12 years, some of you I've never got a call from, never got a text from, never even got a call to pray for me? Do you all know how serious it is to keep having brain surgery after brain surgery after brain surgery? You all think it's for show. You think it's for games. And it's not. This is my life. And I'm, half of you mad because I don't look like the hell I've been going through. I hear it all. Y'all say some devilish stuff to me. And I just smile and keep going. I'm talking about these preachers and these prophets and these apostles and stuff. Say the craziest stuff to me. And because I have respect for you, I don't clap back. But I'm tired. I have a lot of preachers that say, oh, what you need with a GoFundMe page? Read it. Go read it. What do you mean? You know me. You think this is something I'm doing to try to raise money to get over on people? No. You go have as many brain surgeries as I've had. You go and have as many strokes as I had. And you see how long it takes you to go through every piece of money you ever had, every savings you ever had, every credit card you ever had. Then you come back and talk to me. Once you go through a sickness for 12 years, that's completely out of your control. Completely. And I'm still not out of the woods. Right now, this day, that tumor has wrapped itself around my carotid artery. I can't be upset. I have to watch what I eat. I have to watch my weight. I have to make sure I stay calm. I have to do all of that stuff. I can't get over stress. Why? Because if that tumor touches or squeezes that carotid artery, that's going to throw me into a stroke automatically. And because I've had so many in the past, we don't know the outcome if I have another one. So no, I don't do nothing for show. I don't do anything for attention. I don't do anything to scam, or wham, bam, or any of that. If I put something up there, if I'm asking for help, you best believe it's because I need it and I don't have any other resources to get at. Period. Period. Some of you will never know what it is to go blind. Some of you will never know what it is to completely lose your independence. Some of you will never know what it is to be told that you have permanent brain damage because you've had so many strokes. But you got to keep going, and you got to keep going, and you got to keep believing, and you're trying to keep trusting God. Even when times you don't feel like God is really there, you got to keep trying to find something to hold on to. And in the meantime, you got people that know you, that you thought loved you, sitting back and just watching you go underneath the water. I felt like when they was going through, it was my obligation to go see about them. So that's what I did. I expected the same thing in return. It don't work that way. I found out it don't work that way. I found out I was in covenant with a lot of people, but a lot of people was not in covenant with me. It shouldn't be so hard for me to raise money. It shouldn't be so hard for me to get somebody to call me and pray. I should have somebody calling me at least once a week just to pray with me, just to make sure I'm still holding on. Just because you see something on the internet, you see somebody on a live video, I'm telling y'all don't even have enough discernment to know that this could be that person's last video. You don't never know where a person's mind is. And then when something does happen, oh, they could have came and talked to me. Oh, God told me to reach out. You know, stop all of that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. But like I said, I just want to know why. My GoFundMe page is up. Go to GoFundMe.com. Type in my name, Benita Bradley. You know, I don't understand it. I wish I could tell you that I was okay with it all, but I'm not. And then we get so afraid to say what I'm saying because we don't want to be labeled as angry. We don't want to be labeled as church hurt. We don't want to be labeled as speaking against the church. You know, we don't want to be labeled. I'm not so much concerned about being labeled, but I want to be heard. And I want all of my colleagues to know, whether you're in Florida, Georgia, or Alabama, if I've served you in any capacity, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'm highly disappointed in you because you have not even reached out to show that you even care. You haven't. You haven't. Let me tell you something. Yes, I may have some permanent brain damage from the strokes. Yes, the radiation might have taken bits and pieces here. But one thing I remember covenant. You can believe that all day long. You can believe that. driving back and forth to y'all events. Nobody has driven here to see me. Not one pastor, not one preacher, not one apostle, not one bishop, not one. Only person that has come by was Elder Bernita, my twin. We call each other twin. She was here to do a show, and she came and spent the whole day with me. It just so happened it fell on my birthday. Maybe, I'm going to say about 2-3 years ago. But no one else. No one else. You all ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking to. I'm not going to call your name, because if what I'm saying does not move you, me calling your name is not going to move you. It just lets me know you have always been insensitive. And you're only sensitive as long as what you need is being fulfilled. Shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem. When I go down the list of donors on my GoFundMe page, the biggest gift comes from a Caucasian woman in Newfoundland. Doesn't come from somebody I've served with. Doesn't come from a bishop or apostle or a prophet or a preacher or pastor or whatever. It comes from a complete stranger I've never spoken to, never probably will meet. But those of you that know me, that I've served with, that I fellowship in any capacity, I'm talking to you all. You all have truly, truly disappointed me. I feel like you all have abandoned me in this time. And it's more than a feeling, it's the truth. And I've been holding off saying this, speaking directly to these leaders, because I didn't want to be labeled. But at this point, you can't label me, because number one, you don't even love me enough to see about me, so you can't label me. Everybody, oh, love is what it does, covenant is forever, all of that stuff. Stay sick a little too long for black people. They will cut you off. They will cut you off. Then they'll start acting like they didn't know you was calling or texting them. Now that really burns me up, because now I know you're lying to me. And now I'm starting to lose respect. Once I discern and know that you lying to me, I start looking at you differently. I just want you to know that. I want you to know. So, I'm in Atlanta, just me, my daughter, my son, my grandbaby. That's it. Why don't you move back? For what? I have the best medical team here. There is no way I can move and start all over again with a new medical team. Do you know how crazy that would be? Particularly at this juncture in my journey. If I could get everyone to just donate to my GoFundMe, I could make it here. And like I said, it's only been the past few months that I haven't been able to really pay my bills. But you got to look at how long I've been on this journey. 11 years? And I'm just now tapping out because I've always been a good steward. I've always been frugal. I'm not cheap, but I'm frugal. So I've been able to maintain my own life just this year. Seems like after radiation to my brain, I don't know. It's like it just. I told my doctor sometimes I feel like y'all fried my brain. Like I just get so tired sometimes. No matter how much I try to keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. It's like me and my body be at a tug of war. You know, my body and my mind be warring against each other. You know, my mind be like, come on, you gotta get this done, you gotta get that done. You gotta try to make some money over here, you got these bills to pay. And my body be like, please, slow down, let me heal. You know, and I'm just like, you know, I've even asked some of the people, you know, just share the link then. They won't even share the link. Like, what? I don't get it. I hope you all that I have served in any capacity, I hope you guys are watching this. And I hope that when you see this, you hear my heart and you know that I am very serious. You know that I am not one to complain and all of that, but I'm speaking to you from my heart. I'm very disappointed with you all because I thought we were in covenant. And I thought no matter what, you would always have my back the way I have yours. And some of you, I'll have your backs and things I'll take to the grave. Y'all are not giving me that same respect. Y'all not giving me that same loyalty. Y'all are not giving me that same love. And I just want y'all to know how I felt about it. So, my GoFundMe page, so GoFundMe.com, type in my name, B as in boy, Enita, last name Bradley, Bradley, Benita Bradley. It'll come up. Donate, share it to your page. Talk to your colleagues about it. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. The same way y'all have us do stuff when you have building funds. All right. I'll see y'all next time. Good night.